I fell in love with Jurassic Park when I was a kid. The movie had already premiered before I was born, but even when I was a kid, it was a huge sensation. I remember watching it with my dad and falling hook, line, and sinker with the idea of dinosaurs and the kind of life one could have if there indeed ever was a Jurassic Park. It wasn't until I grew older, and specifically after I finally watched Jurassic World, that the idea of dangers of such a park sunk in. In today's video, I intend to analyze the idea of ethics as is portrayed in the sci-fi thriller Jurassic Park. Since it has always been one of those movies that I have been in awe of, please expect me to go in ranting mode every now and then. I hope you enjoy watching. Please like, subscribe, and share if you do. Thank you. Welcome to the amusement park of doom. Well, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration. Jurassic Park never actually became a park after all. And of course, the park was never intended to be a dangerous one. The only idea was that if one could bring back creatures extinct for 65 million years and have the public see them, then why not? Hammond always wanted to do this for the sake of doing it after all. He didn't want it to be limited to the rich, right? But then, who could have expected nature to react violently upon such a horrible act upon its body? One can argue, of course, that it was never meant to be a violent act of abuse. It wasn't, it was supposed to be a thing of wonder, one that people can look at in awe and admiration. However, thanks to a combination of human pride and treachery, everything went south. What they did via technology, Hammond may describe as discovery and progress, but Ian Malcolm refers to it as
The rape of the natural world.
it is because of this that I intend to explore the idea of ethics displayed in the movie in today's video. Malcolm is constantly against the idea of the park because one cannot know what will happen, because anything can and will be chaotic. We don't know where the next drop of water will go. How can we know where the next step of a dinosaur will be? And of course, the park officials took an extreme amount of precaution in ensuring its safe functioning. But then, the same way that they couldn't predict a dinosaur going awry, they also couldn't predict a human being betraying them, could they? If they can't even do that, then how can they run a park after all? In that way, then, there is clearly something wrong with the idea of playing God. Human beings create life, yes, but must they create life that has gone extinct due to natural reasons? We are constantly talking about letting nature take her own course. Are we in the right then when we go against every action taken by nature to ensure the dinosaurs do not exist and help them come to life? Dinosaurs did not go extinct because of human interference after all. And sure, they are taking every precaution with keeping things safe. All the dinosaurs are made female so that they cannot procreate. But then they go ahead and add the DNA of a frog which can change sex at will. Isn't that not, in many ways, lack of careful consideration on the scientists' part? I mean, they are scientists. They must know which frog can change sex, right? Should these scientists even say that they have taken every precaution if they haven't even done that right then?
There's no unauthorized breeding in Jurassic Park.
Which then brings me to my main point. The movie celebrates the marvels that can happen with the correct workings of scientific knowledge. Most of the sci-fi thrillers that present human beings at their best, conducting experiments, making breakthroughs, start this way. It is one scientist who collects a team and then attempts to do something that no one has done before. Sometimes, as in this case, even going against nature to attain the relevant changes in the name of progress. But is everything we do in the name of progress actually progress? And if it is, then who will take responsibility for the same?
I've been present for the birth of every little creature on this island.
Which then brings me to my main point. The movie celebrates the marvels that can happen with the correct workings of scientific knowledge. Most of the sci-fi thrillers that present human beings at their best, conducting experiments, making breakthroughs, start this way. It is one scientist who collects a team and then attempts to do something that no one has done before. Sometimes, as in this case, even going against nature to attain the relevant changes in the name of progress. But is everything we do in the name of progress actually progress? And if it is, then who will take responsibility for the same?
I've been present for the birth of every little creature on this island.
Jurassic Park goes to extreme lengths to answer the first question. And the answer is very clearly a no. No matter how much human beings attempt to control every day, every minute, every second of their lives, there are some things that they just can't. Could Hammond have predicted that the weather would play a game on them, the kind it did, when he imagined the park? Of course not, even though that location was potentially known to have bad weather. And yet, human beings, when they see something they want, often go for it, without failing to think of the consequences. That is human nature. But what one forgets is,
With great power comes great responsibility.
yes, a Spider-Man quote, but relevant here nonetheless. John Hammond and every single employee of Jurassic Park holds in their hand a great amount of power. Foregoing the idea of consequences, they attempt to satiate their curiosity around nature by building a park of creatures that have been extinct for 65 million years. The danger of not stopping to think of that which might happen is what results in the downfall of Jurassic Park. The danger of being the creator of something so wonderful, so magnificent, and yet throwing it away like trash. I'm not saying that Hammond did not appreciate what he had, but there were other employees there who were responsible for many things. The money minded nature of the human mind failed to address the consequences. There is amazement in progress, but there is also a danger in irresponsible progress. And that is what this movie tries to highlight.
How can we stand in the light of discovery and not act?
But is it the only movie that seems to do that? Of course not. We have countless movies around robots and AIs that work around this exact idea. The human beings created something and then that thing turned against them because they did not fully understand what they were creating. Some ideas may sound good on paper, but if they're executed without any thought of their consequences, they often lead to something that they should not. Recreating life is a responsibility that the characters in the movie wield as toys, just because they can. And that is why the idea of ethics is so important in today's world. If some scientist were to indeed go and create a functional park full of dinosaurs, what would happen? What could happen? I really hope we never have to know. This may not be an in depth analysis of the idea of ethics in this movie or in any other sci fi thriller there is, but it's a start. There's a lot more I want to say, but for the sake of time, I shall keep it short. Perhaps soon I shall make another video discussing the same. Would you be interested in that? Let me know that and your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to converse with you around the same. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe and share if you enjoyed the video. Until next time, this is Ritika signing off for today.